Make sure the entire painting's visible. Push everything off to the side. Hello, you beautiful people. Okie dokie. Oh, I didn't even get the music going. How silly of me. I apologize for the delay. I'm finishing getting everything up and I can't see the chat. It's acting up. Okay. All messages. There we go. Goodness, I don't want to miss anybody's chats. I don't know why it does that. Just show me all the chats. Let me decide if anybody needs to get the boot or not. I don't want to give anybody the boot. Please don't anybody come in here wanting the boot. I prefer not to ban people. All right. So last time I was working on the purple lilies. I got them done. I also got the highlights, part of the highlights done. I did kind of want to go over a little bit more. So I guess I can start with that while I figure out this part. I want some clover. Oh, and I still need to add yellow to these. I just realized, like, I have some yellow in them back here, but I don't have any yellow in them up in the front. I need to add some yellow. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Luckily, I still have my yellow right there. Okie dokie. I am just going to get started on painting. I don't really see anybody in here yet, but that's okay. I did start like a couple minutes early. All right, I just needed to add get some variety of greens in this so it doesn't look so flat. Kind of like bring it over a little bit, like just so it looks like the plants are like growing next to each other. I have to try to suppress one of my vocal stems when I'm on lives. I've been in a very whistly mood all day, and I don't want to whistle on my live because I don't think whistles translate that well over like recording. And I don't want to blow anybody's ears out. I'm a loud whistler. And I'll start whistling right there. Gotta try to keep that in check. But if it like squeaks out, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be cognizant of it. Sometimes the vocal stems just come out. Also, I should probably promote this. I will definitely need to promote it again later. I got the ability to add affiliate links to my videos. So I have tagged the brands that I could that I use. So like Winsor and Newton, I have a paint tube bundle, so it comes with a variety of colors. It's not like a full comprehensive bundle of their colors, but it is actually the very first, it's the same as the very first bundle I got of Winsor and Newton when I was trying out their paints for the very first time all those years ago. It's the exact same one. Comes with all the colors that I started out with. But I also worked with what was it? Magenta, cyan, and yellow for a while there. Those were the only three colors I had. Because the tubes are kind of like, they'll go quick if you like paint on a regular basis with them. So I couldn't really afford a whole bunch of tubes. And I got what I could afford. So I just got 3 of the really large tubes of cyan, magenta, and yellow. And then for a while there, I think there's like 30 paintings I created where I was only using those 3 colors, but I still got like a variety of colors that I could use. That's great for color theory. If you ever want just good practice for color theory, just get like red, blue, yellow, or cyan, magenta, yellow, and just use those in some paintings, and only those to create all the colors you need. It'll be challenging, but it does help your color theory. I'm not even in camera. I'm getting these on the sides. But if you would like to try the Winsor and Newtons, they're there. I don't know if they work around the world. I might have to like investigate into that to see like if there's other stores I need to link. So if you're in a different part of the world, you can still get it. I do believe you can order the stuff off Amazon, but I have found Amazon to be a little bit more expensive than just like finding them in your local art store. At least for some colors. Some colors have been cheaper, some have been more expensive. And I find I get a more consistent rate cross for colors just going into my local art store. I don't know if it's showing up on the camera, but like that little area, I just popped a whole bunch more with just a little bit of green. It looks like I kind of got this one in the back. Oh, I think I rushed it. So like that area I did pretty well, but then like no, that one's not too bad. That one needed a little bit more work. Can't believe this painting is so close to being done. Like at 105 hours? Something around there? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's about 105 hours now. It just reminded me. I was talking to somebody about that before, and she was like, I can't believe you can put so much time in your paintings. I don't have the patience for that. I find it really funny that she said that because she does puzzles. And I'm not trying to downplay puzzles or anything, but she'll pour hours into puzzles. Like, she did a 50,000 piece puzzle, and like, she's sitting there saying, like, I don't have the patience for painting when she can do a 50,000 piece puzzle. I find that amusing. I'm like, I want to say, like, oh, you definitely have the patience for it. It's okay for it to just not be your thing, but you do have the patience. If you could put together a 50,000 piece puzzle, you could definitely paint. Okay, I think I'm ready for yellow. So the way that it looks in the background, let's see, gotta try to translate that. So it looks like I have the green more on top and the yellow is used not as a highlight, but as a shadow. That was a choice. I like it, but that was a choice. I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like when leaves die, the plant is shedding them. Like the yellow is going to be closer to the bottom. Luckily, I got this nice yellow already mixed up. Actually, it isn't the right yellow. JK, JK, JK. I need to add a little bit more cadmium to it. This is more of a deeper yellow. But I do still want the yellow to play nicely. And I gotta tone it down a little bit because it's not just straight cadmium yellow. It has got some greens in it. I gotta tone it down a little bit. Still dealing with some twitches. I don't have the pinched nerve anymore, but I am still dealing with the twitches. Almost flung my paintbrush. Okay, so what I think I should do is more towards the bottom right here, and then like separate this part. I'm gonna do that first because that looks like it's gonna be the hardest part. Also, I do think I know who some of the people in here are. At least I have an idea for one. I have a feeling it's been one of my biggest fans and champions. If it is, I'll text you afterwards. I know you don't really like to chat in the chat or just have me on while you're doing other stuff. But I see you. I know you're in most of mine. I did a pretty good job matching that yellow. I know it's silly, but it always makes me happy when like I mix up a color and it's like really close to the original one. It makes me feel like that guy that can like he has all the paint around a piece of glass and he like just whips up and mixes the paint and then he puts it on the paint card to show it's the exact same color. I'm always amazed by that guy. I don't think I'm at that level, but maybe one day I could be that good at mixing colors. Not quite the same color yellow as the tree. It is close. That cadmium yellow. At least it's like bringing some of the yellow that's up here down towards the bottom, so it's kind of like running through. Try to keep a balance, even though there's so many colors going on in this piece. Okay, I do like what it's doing to the purple and the orange, though. I feel like it's making the orange feel a little bit brighter because this is such a um, desaturated yellow, like greenish yellow. And also, it's like making the purple pop a little bit more. Also, if who's in chat, who I think is in chat, you're gonna need to send me a text message because I got some stuff I need to show you, art pieces. If you wanna like see what I've been working on, because I've just been getting lost in it. I got my videos planned out. I have 3 more left I need to edit. I just completed the voiceover for one this morning because I had some time. And then I have the voiceover for another one I need to do, and then I need to edit so I can do the voiceover for the third one. And that should be like all of the backup stuff I've done, but I'm still working on other projects, so I'll probably still be ahead for a while. So like, if nothing else, I think like my little break last month where I was just getting behind on everything and feeling overwhelmed kind of did help me get like ahead of the game a bit when it comes to art projects. And I'm gonna try to do some teaching videos. I don't know how good of a teacher I'm gonna be. I feel like I get too distracted and I have like my trains of thought go in circles. I don't feel like I'd be a good teacher, but I've gotten a couple requests, so I'm attempting. I've actually been getting requests for a while now. Like I was getting requests for it before I even started posting on YouTube. Even though, like, I don't know if like I'm that good of an artist to be teaching. I think there's so many better artists out there. But I'm gonna try it. I've gotten enough requests. I don't need to put myself down. I'm attempting. I have a really big art project coming up that I want to use to like teach perspective. So the painting I'm working on, the perspective, the horizon, is technically going to be off the piece. So it's going to be a top-down view, and the horizon is going to be off that way. And I want to show like how you can still create the horizon line even if it's not actually in your painting. How's it going, TJ? I'm gonna attempt. I'm gonna attempt. It's. I've gotten so many requests, and I'm gonna try. I have some stuff that I feel like I can help possibly teach with, but we're gonna see. I have one video I just did the voiceover for where I'm trying to like. I don't really do abstract art, but I understand the concept of abstract art and like why abstract art exists. And so I created an abstract art piece, and I'm trying to teach like other people how to do abstract art because that's one of the styles that so many people are like, I don't get abstract art. I can't do abstract art. So I'm going to try to like teach how to do abstract art. Even though I'm not an abstract artist, I have done it before. So that's my next video. I just finished the voiceover for it. I've been sitting on the painting for a while, but it is what it is. I at least finally got the voiceover done a month later. And I'm using it to kind of like gauge what people think about it for the big art project, because that's one where with teaching the perspective and how to do perspective better, I really want that one to be as clear and concise as possible. Oh, nice. I hope it does end up helping you because, yeah, like, I don't do abstract art that often, but it is fun to do occasionally. And maybe it will help other people like appreciate abstract art a little bit more because I know a lot of people do not like abstract art. They're like, my kids can make that. And like I look at the piece and I'm like, are you sure? I get what you're trying to say where it seems very simplistic, but I do think it's deceiving. Yeah, that tends to be more what I lean towards, like realism, surrealism, which definitely pulls a lot of realistic elements together. That's those are my comfort zones. That's where I tend to go. But every once in a while, it's fun to just do an abstract piece. So I tried to make it as simple as I possibly could, but I'm really happy with the end result. I gotta say, like, I'm very happy with it. Eric is stealing the painting. He told me he wanted to steal it before I even came close to finishing it, and I ended up tailoring it to him since I knew he was gonna steal it. So I'm happy with the painting. It's just getting my thoughts out in a concise way to where I can help other people understand, like, and maybe grasp a new style. I don't really have. There are artists in my family. Like my mom, she drew when she was younger, like nothing major. Like I remember growing up and my aunt had a couple drawings of the seven dwarfs that my mom did, framed hanging in like her guest bathroom. And then um, my grandma had artwork of my dad, his two brothers and sister, my aunts and uncles. Um, Somebody was into pencil drawing and did realistic pencil drawings of all of them when they were teenagers. I don't remember, like, I know it was a family member who made those drawings. I just don't remember who. But, like, that's the extent of my art influence from family members. My mom never stuck with it, and then nobody else in my dad's side of the family really stuck with it either. Are you talking about this painting or the abstract one in my next video? If it's this painting, this is a memorial painting for a friend. Her nephew passed away last year, and he was so young. So I'm doing a heavenly landscape. And once I finish this little part, I'm going to end up putting him over here with Cinderace, his favorite Pokemon right here, throwing a or kicking a football, and then Pikachu, and then his other favorite Pokemon, Jirachi, somewhere up here. For the abstract one, it was just I wanted a challenge, like I wanted a painting that was both a challenge, but something I could use to teach because the perspective one I feel like I'm gonna struggle with a little bit more, and I wanted some practice with. So I figure like, well, I could do a painting that I could try and help teach people how to do an like something that's a little bit easier than perspective. And that's where I felt like abstract art would be a good jumping off point because it's more expressive, more free. Like that one's a little bit more forgiving of a medium. If you make a mistake, people tend to not notice. So that's why I chose the abstract. And I stuck with the landscape. I'll give you a hint for it. It is a landscape, but it's an abstract landscape because I know landscape so well. I figure that would be a very easy way to like still stick to what I know, but do it in a new way, and maybe like that could help somebody understand it since it's a style they're used to seeing me do. Well, it's a landscape, which I do landscapes, but in a whole totally new light. So that's where it came from, and then it just kept like getting better and better as it was going, and that was when my husband was like, I'm gonna steal this painting, and then I was like, oh well, now I know what subject I need to finish this off with. Yeah, he was so young. He had she told me I have permission to talk about like what I know about how he left, which was he had asthma, and it was just a sudden asthma attack. He was coughing and struggling to breathe. They rushed him to the hospital, and then the next thing they knew, he was gone. It just happened so quick, and I felt so bad for them. Like I wish I could have been there for her just to give her her whole family a big old hug because it was very hard on them. It was just so sudden and so unexpected, especially because like he was on allergy medicine. He had his inhaler and everything, and it's just ended up taking him. And so that's why I really wanted to make this piece very special for her because like I feel so bad for his siblings, for the whole family, that it hit so quick. I can't I struggle getting over just like how quick they were literally just talking about things that they were doing together, and then she because it was in my group chat with my Pokemon friends, and then she's just like Kenny's being rushed to the hospital. And then we got the message just shortly after that that he had passed away, and I was just like, you guys were, he was just fine. And I was like, it kind of like blew my mind that it was an asthma attack. I was like, you guys were just out doing stuff, and it was like an asthma attack. I know like the doctors tried, but it just something so sudden, and nothing I had ever like even considered. Yeah, it was a devastating loss. So a painting for them is like the absolute least that I could do, and I can put him in doing the things that he loved. He loved football, he loved Pokemon. So she told me his favorite Pokemon, and I can absolutely like combine the two of them and just have this setting of like twilight where the moment before the streetlights really come on, when kids really love to play, like everybody's home for dinner, but it's like just after dinner and you're burning off all that energy from after dinner playing with your friends. That's like the time of day I wanted to capture with this, but make it a little bit more heavenly, a little bit more ethereal, just so like whenever they see it, that it's just the memory of him at play is what will pop up into their head. I've been giving her updates, and she's popped into a couple of my lives. So she's so far absolutely loves it. I just need to finish up like all the little details, make sure like this is something that they are going to cherish for a really, really, really long time. I also need to get once it's complete, some good pictures of it, because I do want to end up making a print as well for her sister, Kenny's mom, so that way they can both like have a copy of it. Like I can only paint one, but if I can get a really good print on like a good canvas paper, I can send it to Cass's sister, and then they can both have one. And then I need to work on my next memorial painting because that one's also really late. That one's for Rascal, my dog. But he was 2 years ago, and he's still sitting up there, like in his ashes, but he's still sitting up there watching over us. So I can get started on his after. I already got that idea and everything planned out for it, but I'm hoping to get that one done this year. The memorial paintings like that I have done have taken a while. Yeah, that's kind of what hit me so hard in February. Part of what hit me so hard in February, but Dexter and Rascal, they were such a core part of Eric and I for so long. I mean, Rascal was 20 when he passed. Dexter was 18, so like they were alive for a really long time, really long lives. And so it was kind of devastating when they went, even though like they were older. It means they had a good, healthy life. I did the best I could for them. It's still really hard. And Dexter, his goodbye day was February 14th, so Valentine's Day. So that made Valentine's Day. We didn't really get a choice on the day, but we knew we needed to say goodbye to him. So unfortunately, that was Valentine's Day, and then Rascal was February 29th 2 years ago. So both of them saying goodbye in February made February a little bit harder of a month than I was expecting. But we did just celebrate Baxter's Gotcha Day. His is March 8th, so like we did get to go into a little bit more of a happier day. And I do love Baxter and Onyx. They are also really good dogs. It is starting to look more like those bushes in the background now. It was missing the yellow. I knew something was off. I just needed to add in the yellow. Thank you, thank you. I should really like sit down and try to explain my color choice theory, like process as well, because I get that a lot. A lot of people love the colors of paintings and my groups, and I work off of vibes so much. It's hard for me to explain like this is my process for picking colors, but I do want to work on it just so like because it didn't just come out of nowhere. Like I work off of vibes now, but it did come from me learning about color theory and exploring color theory more that I was able to start grouping colors better. Like the reason I went with yellow in the bushes is because of the purple in these flowers. Yellow tends to be more of a like I don't want to say background color, but like to me, yellow doesn't stand out so much. Um, Especially when it's next to green or orange, it just gets muted. And so I wanted to make sure I had yellow in these bushes and in the plant life because it would help the purple of these lilies really pop out more. It's gonna like just because it's the complementary color to it. However, one of the colors I didn't really do too much of is blue. There's a lot of orange in this, but there is not a lot of blue. But it does the little bit of blue because of how much orange is in here really pops out more. And then of course like the red and then the green, like they complement each other, but I don't have them as saturated and I don't have them as intertwined, like how the blue and the orange are so much in the sky, the yellow and the purple are so much in the plant life. The red and green are kind of separate a little bit more, so like they're not competing with each other so much. And I have no idea if I'm explaining that right. It's just kind of like my thought process with this one. Because going with the space theme, I knew I wanted to do the sunset plus the twilight period of time. That's why like I felt like the space in the twilight period would work the best rather than like midday or something like that, just for the contrast in the colors. There were some color exercises I could like I did them why did I do them? I don't remember why I did them, but I did some color like exercises years and years ago, which I found funny because I redid some of them in college. Um, but maybe I can like go back into those a little bit. Might help me like explain my process and share that knowledge. Anything that can help somebody improve their art, I want to share and uplift. Art is one of those things that like anybody can do. Just takes practice. And it doesn't just have to be something like this. Like I have some friends who are creative writers and musicians. I like to uplift all the arts. They really are. And the beautiful thing about these talents is that anybody can make them better. They're not as exclusive as people make them out to be. Oh, well, I do take that back. Um, I mean, I don't want to like put anybody down, but there are some people who like I think playing an instrument and singing, those I think like, but even then, like no, I don't want to put anybody down. Like even then, like Beethoven, he created wonderful music. A lot of it's just mathematics and understanding like harmonies and how notes play with each other. It's like color theory, but for sound. Even though like there are people who are tone deaf is a thing, but like you can train yourself out of that. You can become better at hearing the tones and harmonizing. Like even then, that's not an exclusive trait. And honestly, like if you practice harmonizing, then it will make you a better singer. Because there are plenty of singers in the world who people absolutely love and adore, who traditionally wouldn't have a voice you would think of as a good like singing voice, but because they know how to work it and harmonize with it, like they are wonderful singers. Big hands are not all they're cut out to be. You know, like my I was in healthcare, so I had to, especially during the pandemic, like I had to constantly wear gloves. I'm a 2X in gloves, so I am very clumsy with my big fingers. However, they did help with an instrument. I used to play the contrabass clarinet. That's a clarinet that's like 6 feet tall. Um, the saxophone, so like, yeah, I have the hands for like those big instruments. Woodwinds were my instruments. You could do the piccolo. That's a tiny, like I can't do the piccolo. My hands are too big for the piccolo. There's also, I think, a soprano clarinet, which is a lot smaller of a clarinet. Yeah, you just got to find the right instrument for you. soprano, clarinet, piccolo. Those are tiny instruments. Those would work. My hands are too big for them. That's why I was the contrabass clarinet. And French horn. French horn, that's a tiny mouthpiece and tiny, like, it's just three keys and they're all super close to each other. So I bet you could find an instrument if you ever wanted to learn. You could be like one of the kids I was in band with back in, I think this was middle school. He was tiny. I just remember like the tuba was bigger than him and he played the tuba. Or the sousaphone. Was it the sousaphone or the tuba? I think it was the tuba. We didn't. I didn't learn. I didn't see anybody with the sousaphone until high school. Oh, that's cool. I tried out for the didgeridoo. We played one Gumsuckers March. It is uh, um, uh, it's a march from Australia, and it has a didgeridoo part in it. And I auditioned, but I did not get it, so I did not get to learn the didgeridoo for band. I was stuck with the contrabass clarinet, but we did have one, and I wanted to learn it, but they only had one in the school, so it just took tryouts, and our teacher ended up going with someone else for it. But I was also the only one on the contrabass clarinet, so like I can't complain too much. I did get like an instrument not a lot of kids could play that I loved playing. Now I'm gonna have to listen to Gumsuckers March. Now, like that's in my head playing now, so I'm gonna have to like listen to that after the live. Do 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 do. I wonder, is it gonna strike my channel if I don't think it will. It shouldn't. I think Gumsuckers March is old enough that it should be in public domain. Let's see. It's how I learned eucalyptus leaves have hallucinogenic properties was from this song, Gumsuckers March. Um, it was made off of the Australian Army and how so many service members used to chew on eucalyptus leaves for like that hallucinogenic property, and that's why they were called gum suckers. I don't know if it was true. I just remember that's what we were told. Maybe I need to do a live with like some old music or like classical music for one of my lives. The Gumsuckers March. There it is. This was a really fun song to play too. Boom, 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 boom. Because I was bass, I didn't get to play like the really fun melodies. I was just boom, 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 boom. Because I was on par with the tuba as the contrabass clarinet. The twirling, I could not get the twirling on this song either. All these memories are now flooding back. I haven't heard this song in a while. I think it would be fun to go through a live where, like, I make a playlist with a bunch of the old songs that I played in high school. Well, I'm like creating. Maybe I can let the music inspire an artwork. Although my art during this period was little chibi characters of me and my friends, and when we were writing notes to each other, and I would doodle chibi characters of us on our notes. We won an award with this song. My series in How Much Art Can You Make? This is going to be all reflections on my old art. So I did a painted rock with a squid that was very reminiscent of this. And this is a colorized version of a dragon I did in high school. I have the sketch for, but like I actually colored it for this. The nine tails on this are, I sketched them out. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit now. I sketched them out when I was in my early 20s, and I half colored this nine tails, Kurama. I half colored Kurama, but left nine tails uncolored. Finished them and added them into this book. This is based off of a magnetar I did with oil pastels, mixed with another sketch where I got the mandala effect from. And then I even did my old house. I had artwork from when I was like 4 or 5 years old of me drawing my house in crayons. So I did my house in crayons. So I'm going to be going through so much of my old artwork and just like kind of paying tribute to it for this book, because there's so many good prompts in here. How disaster struck. There's so many artworks I destroyed over the years that I could, like, I don't have any pictures of or anything that I could totally bring back with this one. Like, why are you anxious? There's so many like emotional state paintings that I could redo. Why is this scary? Another, like, I could do my zombies, the bug zombies. I could do one on here. There's so many good prompts in this that just makes me reflect on my art. That I think this is going to be a lot of fun to do. Yeah, it's perfect for theming. Chantel really did such a good job with this book. I am so impressed with it. There's so many like fun prompts I want to do, but I'm like, I can't do everything. I have to limit myself. As much as I want to do everything, I gotta do them in like batches. But maybe I'll work through the book even quicker because there's so many fun ideas. Oh, do you want to go potty? I will be right back. Dogs need to go potty. I'm gonna let them out really quick. So I'm just gonna open up the doors though. They should be fine. I'll be right back. Oh yeah, Chantel Arts. She's the one that made that book. How much art can you make? Anyways, I'll be right back. Okay, there. You guys can go potty if you need to go potty now. I'm just gonna leave it open for you. All right, I'm back. Yeah, she released this book in November. It's on Amazon, and I do have it linked in my last video. I actually think Chantel's live right now as well. But yeah, I'm blown away by this book. It definitely feels like she's made prompt books before. Hey, it's okay. Life happens and the videos are there. It's not like the videos are going anywhere. I'm going to add just a touch of this yellow, liven up some of the yellow in the background, really tie this in together. But if you're looking for a new art prompt book, I think Chantel's is great. So many of the prompts make it really easy to theme as well. So I was actually thinking like, oh, should I have themed this with Pokemon? Because there's a lot of themes where I'm like, I could theme it around the anime, the games, the cards. But I think theming it around my own artwork would make the book feel more special. Yeah, I think it's a good one to theme with. Like I could go through a couple other prompts. Let's see. There's let's just pick one at random. Why so big? Draw something bigger than you. Uh, like yeah, Pokemon. There's a whole bunch of Pokemon that you could do. Who's the witch? Oh, so like right there, like I could do Whale Lord on this one, and then like Galarian Slowking if I wanted to do Pokemon, or let's see if I were sticking with my own art. There's some witches I've done, so like I could do that. I probably will do that. I think I've drawn. I did a pencil drawing of Winifred. I don't think I have that one anymore. That one was so long ago. But like I could recreate that one. I haven't done a pencil portrait in so long. Yeah, I think this would be a good one. Draw a hero or a villain. Ooh. I've done Spider-Man so many times. Iron Man. Gambit was my favorite X-Men when I was a kid that I drew so many times. So I could do like a Gambit picture. I could do Palafin if this is just a Pokemon theme. Yeah, this is going to be such an easy book to theme with. It's so much fun. I highly encourage it. I'm not paid by Chantel at all. I just really think she did a good job, and think artists should be supported. I can't believe how much work she's just like put into her art career. She is really something else. Yeah, Gambit was my favorite X-Men when I was a kid. I thought he was so cool. He was such a smooth talker. Well, and also like in the show, I thought his voice was. I wouldn't, because I was so young. I wouldn't say like I didn't think he was sexy, but like his voice hit my ears in such a right way that like I had like a little kid crush on Gambit, and it was just because I liked his voice. He was such a smooth talker. I don't have any yellow in this bush, and it just became super obvious to me. Yes. Yep. Although I do remember as a kid, like I always told everybody else I had like kids like who do you want to marry and things like that. Like when it came to like X-Men and stuff, we would talk about that. Storm was my default answer, just because like I couldn't say Gambit, and then there was something. Oh, my favorite colors. So like I used to say pink and purple were my favorite colors when I was a little kid. Um, that never went over very well. Those are girl colors. You can't like pink and purple. And so like then my default became blue, black, and silver, specifically that color combination. And I actually have a prompt I want to do from when I was a really little kid. My friends and I, we would fight each other, like little kid fight each other in this play area, pretending we were Zords from Power Rangers. And I ended up drawing my Zord because I was like, well, if I can draw it, then it must exist and it can be my Zord. And so I had drew this like Velociraptor Zord that was blue, black, and silver. And like I remember getting into a fight with my friends. They're like, well, you're not the Blue Ranger. It can't be blue, black, and silver. And I was like, it doesn't matter. Like it could be blue, black, and silver if it wanted to. Because what did they? I didn't even get to pick my color on that because my friend at the time had taken blue. I want to say they had given me green, and I didn't like green. And so like I made my Zord blue, black, and silver. I remember that caused a big fight. Like that actually made a rift in our friendship because I had made my Zord blue, black, and silver. Yes, yes, peak 90s boy. Pogs. That was another one. Like, there's a prompt in there. I was thinking about that because I used to design my own Pogs too. With what was it? Beast Wars. The the Transformers with the animals. Where when Optimus was a gorilla, they used to come on like Fox Kids, I think it was here in the States. And I made a whole bunch of Pogs designed with the Beast Wars characters. Yeah, there was a prompt that made me think of Pogs. I don't have. Actually, I might have some Pogs somewhere. I think I have my Power Ranger Pogs somewhere. I'm gonna have to look for those. If when I do that prompt, I'm gonna need to like find my Pogs if I can still find them. I don't know if I have any of the ones I made art on though. But if I can find them, bring those out. I think that would be fun for a video. I had a slammer that I won. It wasn't really a slammer, and it used to make my friends so mad. So like, where did I win this at? I don't even remember where I won this at, but it ended up getting taken away by my parents because it was really a slug, like not necessarily like not a washer, but just like a metal slug that was super thick, and the thing weighed like a pound and a half. It was a really heavy duty slug. I don't even remember what it was made of. I think it was like titanium is what it was made from, and it ended up getting taken away from me because it shouldn't have. I shouldn't have had it in the first place. I shouldn't have won it. But I do remember, like, I think one of my friends ended up taking it from one of his parents, but then, like, we played a game of Pogs. I ended up winning it, and I didn't want to get rid of it because I loved this slammer. Well, I was calling it a slammer because, like, it won so much. The thing was so heavy. But then it ended up getting taken away from me. It was like, it wasn't his to give you in the first place. You can't keep it. And then I ended up losing it. I just remember, like, the thing was really freaking heavy. Definitely stereotypical 90s baby. I had the Koosh balls, the Furby, Gigapets. I had the Jurassic Park T-Rex Gigapet. And it took me almost a year to realize that the T-Rex could like grow and evolve because mine kept dying when it was a baby, and I thought that was just the way the T-Rex looked in the Gigapet. And then like one day randomly, like a year later, I had kept it alive for a couple days, and then it like had grown, and I realized like, oh my gosh, the T-Rex can change. How's it going, Illustrated? I was in her live before I started my live. I wish I would have known she was going live. I should have paid attention to her posts. I missed that she was going live. Otherwise, I would have like postponed mine. I stole my cousin's Sky Dancer. She had those too. She didn't like it. Like, she was more of a tomboy. She was into soccer and everything like that. And she ended up getting one of those Sky Dancers from, I think it was from one of my other aunts or uncles, just because like, oh, you're a girl, you'll like this. And she didn't like it, but I liked it. And I ended up taking it from her and playing with it so much more than she did. But then like, I ended up breaking one of the glass covers on the ceiling fan in the living room of my aunt's house, and the toy got taken away, and we never saw it again after that. Because I spun it, and it shot up into the air, and it hit the little flower glass covering to the light bulb and shattered it everywhere. And I got in a lot of trouble for that, and do you feel good? You just made your cousin lose her toy. Like, now nobody can play with it, and it wasn't even your toy. And like, made me feel really bad and guilty over that. I didn't know it was gonna break the light. You shouldn't have even been playing with your cousin's toy to begin with. Right? They weren't a joke. I also had the boy equivalent of it, which were the helicopters with the circle propeller inside of it, and you're supposed to shoot it up into the air, but we would definitely like point it at each other and rip it so that it just shoot off towards the person. Yeah, we were definitely a rambunctious bunch of kids. Oh, and then the other thing that I had, and I want to do a video with this. I've been looking for one, and I can't find one that's cheap. I did find one that was like $600, and I'm like, I am not paying $600 for no '90s toy, which was uh the creepy crawler's oven. It was the boy equivalent of the Easy Bake, and they had like it was like an easy bake oven, but you had metal plates that you could put like this resin into that was like a liquid plastic, and then you cooked it and it solidified this plastic resin, and you can make all sorts of bugs with it. I loved that thing. Although I burned my hands on it so many times because those metal plates got hot. And you're supposed to use like the little flimsy plastic thing to pull it out, which was never strong enough to pull out the metal plate. Yeah, that thing was cool. I only got it because like I kept trying to use my sister's Easy Bake and I wasn't allowed to. Like, no, you don't. You just want to eat all of the things for it, and that's your sister's toy. She's the one that gets to eat those. And so like I never got to use the Easy Bake, and then I ended up getting the Creepy Crawlers oven. I'm gonna stay on the hunt though. I've been checking thrift shops, so if I can find one that's cheap that still works, maybe use that for a video. I think that would be really fun. Oh, I don't even know if that liquid plastic stuff still exists. How's your day going, Illustrated? I'm pretty sure I acknowledged you, but just in case, like, I don't want you thinking I forgot about you. I'm gonna be on the hunt for it. Like, I know there's one out there somewhere. There's gotta be. Oh no. I'm a little stuffed up. I don't know if it's coming across while I'm talking because allergies. The oh, how do I describe this on YouTube? We have the Bradford pear trees here, and there's one literally right outside of our backyard. The ones that smell like not pleasant stuff from men. So those are blooming all over the place, and like my allergies are acting up. I'm even like I'm breaking out, and I don't know if it's gonna show, but like I'm breaking out from him. Ugh, I hate those stupid trees. I have been pretty good. I'm catching up on my videos. I got the voiceover for my next video done. I need to get the voiceover for the following video recorded, and then I need to edit and do the voiceover for the video after that. I have like the artwork is all done and recorded. I just gotta do the editing stuff now. Oh, um, around town they're called the CUM trees. Like, oh, the CUM trees are in bloom, and that's what everybody says they smell like here. Like our news, one of our news stations actually plays. Somebody was talking about them that they interviewed, and they like said that live on air, and that made me laugh so hard. Like, what did you expect? This is why you don't interview people in Reno. Yeah. I think they smell like I do think they smell like a men's restroom. Like one that hasn't been cleaned in a while. I've been on enough road trips. Like the smell's very comparable. Like somebody went in there to try to make it smell better and they sprayed a bunch of like flower Lysol, but it really didn't help anything because now it just smells like flowers and yuck together, and that's what those trees smell like to me. I really dislike these trees. And the main issue with them is cities across the United States only use the male version of these Bradford pear trees because the females of these trees, they produce the fruit, but the fruit falls and makes a mess. And cities like the flowers and everything, so they just put the male versions of these trees all over the city so they can't reproduce, but they create so much pollen. I feel like the pollen is worse than the stupid pears. Right? Why couldn't we do like Japan does? Why couldn't they just be cherry blossoms? I think the cherry blossoms smell good, and they don't send my allergies as crazy. I wish they would get rid of these trees, but the city won't do it. There's too much money. Like, can we get like we have cottonwoods? Cottonwoods are native here, and I wish like they would replace all of the Bradford pear trees with cottonwoods because I think those are pretty when they bloom. Granted, they send fluff everywhere, but I feel like the fluff is easier to deal with than the smell of these trees. That's hilarious, TJ. Stink bomb trees. That's great. I would agree with that. What are the ones here? We have are they oak trees? No, I don't think they're oaks. They could be oaks. We have the trees that have like the little spike balls. When you step on them, they explode into like a bunch of little seeds and fluff. They don't really smell, but I do like we didn't have them down in Vegas, so I didn't do this as a kid, but I have watched the kids here throw those at each other, and those things look like they hurt. I will say I was in the service industry in Las Vegas, and there were two types of people I really didn't like dealing with, which were Americans and older Canadians. Because some of the older Canadians were just mean. They'd rip you to shreds for no reason. Like, one of the jobs I used to do was the Planet Hollywood, which is on the strip. When I worked at it, was the Aladdin. And the Aladdin had the Miracle Mile shops. The Desert Passage at the time is what it was called. It's called the Desert Passage shops, and it's 1 mile that wraps around the hotel and the casino, and it's a mall. So they had pedicabbers in it, and I used to do the pedicabbing. So I had a bike, and my bike was hooked up to a cart that I could fit 3 people on, and it had like a little trunk space for bags and everything like that. And I cannot tell you how many mean comments I just got from Americans and Canadians about biking. Like, oh, this isn't half bad, but it would have been so much better if I had a woman's butt to look at. Okay, well, thanks for that. Or just like, you need to get in some better shape. Like, you could have gone a whole lot faster if you were just in a little bit better shape. Thanks. I think it's a sycamore tree illustrated, yes. Yeah, the younger Canadians were all fine. Like I didn't mind. Like all the younger Canadians were super nice, but both the older Canadians and the older Americans were just mean and tipping. Like I worked off of tips. That was the entire job. It was $4 per ride, and it didn't matter how many people. It was just $4. Um, and if it was like a shopping excursion where they could keep me for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, where they could just fill up the back of the pedicab with whatever they were shopping with, and I could take them to like the parking garage or to the hotel so they could take it all up into their room. I think that was $20 or $10 an hour. So and I normally got about $20 for that, but like the Canadians and the older Americans, neither one of them liked tipping. And I was like, it's such a cheap ride. Like didn't want to tip at all. But none of them compared to Britney Spears. I had her once as a customer, and I used to love Britney Spears. Granted, like I'll grant her a little bit more grace now because this was literally in the middle of her conservatorship when all of that was starting. I had no idea because that wasn't in the news at the time. This was before she shaved her head, but all the conservatorship stuff was just starting out with her. And it was really messing with her mental health. And so, like, I'll give her a pass now, but at the time, like, I absolutely loved Britney Spears. And then I got her as one of my pedicab people, and she made me she had me take her all over the stores. She got some stuff, and I took her back to the hotel room, and she didn't want to pay me. She had me for like 2.5 hours, and she didn't even want to give me the $4, the $4 base pay. Like, it took me out of work for 2.5 hours. I didn't get an hourly wage. It was just tips I was working off of. And so, like, I felt so slighted by that. I was like, you were fighting paying me $4 and you are like a millionaire? Although she really didn't have the money. I didn't understand that at the time, though. I do now, but I didn't at the time. But, like, God, I was so mad at her. I loved her so much and, like, felt like I got so slighted from her. And everybody was just like, this is why you don't meet your idols. Yeah, a little bit of tea. I've gotten to meet some famous people growing up in Las Vegas. Most have been like, okay, Justin Timberlake was another one. I've had friends who dealt with him when I was working out on the strip, and no one liked waiting on Justin Timberlake. He was very full of himself. Very similar to Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was very full of himself. But I will say, I became a huge Sandra Bullock fan after meeting her in person. She's probably one of the best actresses I've ever met. She is very down to earth. I was an extra on Miss Congeniality 2, and that was how I got to meet Sandra Bullock. And she talked with the extras. She came and hung out with us. She was joking and was just a normal person. So I absolutely loved Sandra Bullock after that. Like, didn't really think much of her before then, but after that, one of my favorite actresses. And George Clooney was also really cool. He was another one that just, like, talked with the extras, joked around with us. And what was it, Ocean's 13 that I met him on? And I'm not, like, I don't even know if I'm actually in the movies. I have looked for me, and I have not been able to find me in any of the scenes. I got paid for it. I got like $250 both times. Oh, that's yeah. Gotta love people like that. I got those kinds of people when I worked at Joe's Crab Shack. They expect to be like the only people you give any kind of attention to. But then, like, they hardly tip. And they always came right after church. And they got super preachy with me. Like, I'm just like, ma'am, I'm just trying to serve you crab. I don't want, like, I don't need to know about your sermon. I'm glad you enjoyed it, but I just want to serve you your crab and go. Oh yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I worked in it was technically a clothing store, but they sold a lot of adult stuff, and I actually got to meet some famous people. I don't know if I want to put any famous people on blast. um, there were quite a few people who came in, uh, and I learned about some of the things that they are into. I got a Bible once as a tip, like an actual Bible. And it really looked like they had just stolen the Bible out of one of the pews. That was like the basic Bible they left on the table. Okay. I really hope this doesn't come back on me. I mean, it's been so long. It's been like 20 years, and I feel like we are a little bit more open and accepting nowadays. But the shop that I worked at in Las Vegas was in the gay district. Now, like most of the clientele that would come in weren't like part of part of the Alphabet Mafia, but Carrot Top used to be one of our customers, and he is really into uniforms. So, like, we were a high-end clothing store with that's catered to adults, and so we did sell a lot of like adult fetish wear, and we had all sorts of different uniforms and leathers and cloth, like oh, we even had some neoprene. We had neoprene uh, uniforms. So, like, if you wanted to dress up as a cop or a like military officer or anything like that, like, yeah, we had uniforms. And Carrot Top used to come in and buy all sorts of uniforms from us. And what was weird is this was before anybody knew how built he was. And so, like, he would come in and he would want to try the stuff on, and I would be the associate helping him, and he would like get into his outfits, and that was how I discovered he was built. Like, I was so taken aback by this because I'd always only seen him, like, I never went to his show, but I'd seen bits and pieces of his show, and like I just never thought about him without his shirt on. And like him trying stuff on, like I was just like, oh my god, you, he has an Adonis body. That really took me back. Not ever expecting that on Carrot Top. And then the other one, and I really loved her, and I wish I could have gotten to talk to her more, but she was just like kind of like in and out, was Christina Aguilera. And I found out like she typically did this. She would go into like these kinds of stores to buy corsets. So those corsets and stuff that you would see her in for any of her outfits, like she was buying them from specialty shops across the country. What was the weirdest uniform? I would have to say it was the neoprene police officer uniform. Neoprene is the stuff that they make wetsuits out of. And so, like, just seeing a police uniform made out of neoprene really, like, gave me the heebie-jeebies. I also didn't like touching neoprene. It just feels weird. And so, like, that one really, like, the combination of it being a cop uniform, but made out of neoprene, just really, like, it gave me the heebie-jeebies. Although, like, we had so many, like, military uniforms. Like none of them like were perfect replicas, but they were just based off of so many things. Although like we did have to kick out the occasional like skinhead because we did sell these uniforms and that was kind of advertised, and we would get people coming in like asking about like uniforms from a specific group of people from Germany in the 1930s, and we would always have to kick them out because we did not sell those uniforms. And that we were definitely not the store for them. But I think like the neoprene ones were just really like they were the weirdest ones. The leathers like were cool, but they were heavy and expensive. Like I'm talking like $700 for, and this was back in 2006, 2007, like $700 for a pair of leather pants. Like that was, they were expensive pants. And we would get people who would come in and they would just buy the entire outfit in one go, and I'm just like, I wish I had that kind of money. Yeah, we would get all sorts of weirdos that would come in. It's kind of part of the job when you work in that kind of store. You're gonna get weirdos. We would also get the occasional flasher, just because of the type of store we would have. They would just run up to the windows in front of the store and then just pull their pants down and like smash themselves up against the window. And I'm just like, really? We'd have to call the police or go out there and like clean off the print they left on the glass. And I always found that really gross. But we also had like two bathhouses in the same shopping center. Oh, three. We had three. Oh, have you ever heard of the Green Door? Was in a show. It was in the same shopping center as the Green Door. Oh, what show was it on? So there was the Green Door, which was more for like the heterosexual couples, and then we had two bathhouses, which was more for gay men. Yeah, TJ, you get it. Like it just kind of comes with the store. You get the weirdos that come out. And they just like in their head they're like, oh, it has to be okay because of the type of store this is. Like, sir, nobody wants to see that. Who else? There was somebody else that used to come in, and I can't remember who it was. I just remember Carrot Top because that one caught me off guard. That left a core memory. Just like seeing like Carrot Top when he was getting ready or like changing into uniforms, and then he asked me to bring him one, and then I bring him one, and then he'd step out of the curtain with his shirt off, and I'm just sitting there like, what in the world is this? This is a transformation I was not expecting. Where did this come from? And I'm like, I have to be all professional and everything, but in my head, I'm just like, why is Carrot Top so hot? Kind of went through my own little like crisis there because like he wasn't somebody I'd ever found attractive or like I had even considered. He just existed to me, but then like seeing him without his shirt on like confused my little brain at the time. There are definitely things about Vegas I miss. It is a strange city. I'll give it that. Like there are some very unique parts to Las Vegas that I have just not ever found anything like in any other city. But some of the things I hated was like how spread out it was. Like Las Vegas isn't built up; it's built outwards. And so, like where I grew up, where my parents lived, like where I grew up, their house was like, let's say it's out here, Centennial Hills, and they were on the very like edge. Like beyond us was nothing. The city stopped at us, so we were out there, and then like here's the Las Vegas Strip. We had to hop on the 95, take the 95 all the way around to the Spaghetti Bowl, then hop on the 15 and take it down. And that was like 24 miles away from the Las Vegas Strip. And because we had to go through like all this other town, it took us like an hour and a half to get down to the Strip sometimes. I do not miss that. I hate how spread out it is. Because it also like public transportation in Las Vegas just does not exist because of that. No, I don't think I'll ever move back to Vegas. I love living in Nevada, and I don't want to leave the state of Nevada, but I don't think I'll ever move back to Las Vegas. I do miss some of my friends there, but it's just not a good city to live in. And I don't mean like crime wise or anything like that. It's just it's a great city to visit. There's too much that's just free and available that's enticing, that kind of like derails you in your life on purpose. And that's just the way that the city's built with like the gambling. So much of the gambling is targeted towards locals that it's so hard to escape, especially like I have an addictive personality. So it would get really hard some days just like and free alcohol. Free alcohol's everywhere. Since I lived in Reno, I like would drink the first couple years I was here, but then I stopped and like it's just not as available here in Reno. Vegas is very spread out. There, my last job in Las Vegas was 32 miles away from where I lived, which sucked. Like, it was just they're complete opposite ends of town. And technically, my work was in Henderson, which is right. Even though like it's its own separate city, Las Vegas and Henderson blend in together so well. Like there's no division between the two cities. So like worked at one end of Henderson, the opposite end of Henderson, and I lived at the opposite end of Las Vegas. And I would have to drive through the entire city to get to work. And that kind of stuff was just like promoted as normal. This is just the way life is. And I really don't like that. Like right now here in Reno, Eric travels 8 minutes to work, and if I have to travel, we're central city, so like I'm maybe 10, 15 minutes most. I do not miss the traffic in Vegas. That's just one of the biggest ones. It's so crazy out there. Maybe if they get some of their stuff together and the city like caters more towards the people that live there than all of the businesses that they're trying to get to come into the city, maybe, but they would also need to get their tourism back. Tourism is falling so much down in Las Vegas, and they're running out of water. Like that's another one. Lake Mead is their water source and groundwater, but so much groundwater has been pumped out of the ground. Like North Las Vegas was sitting on top of groundwater. They've pumped so much groundwater out of the city. Like the entire city, I think, has fallen like 8 inches. And so many homes and everything like is cracked just because like when the ground sink, it doesn't sink evenly. And it's not a sinkhole. It's just the groundwater is being taken out of the ground that the city itself is sinking. How's it going, Ella? That's my sister, for anybody wondering. We were talking about if I would ever move back to Vegas and things that I don't like about the city. Would you ever move back to Vegas? Yeah. It's a great city to visit, not to live in. There are aspects about it that I miss, but mainly the people. Like, there are friends and stuff out in Vegas that I absolutely love that I miss, but like that's about it. I miss them, not necessarily the city. Yeah, that's the other thing. They're not very kind. Vegas can be very mean. I love the Luxor, especially when it first opened up. They've kind of like cleaned up a lot of their theming. It's not as themed as it was. But when it first opened up, I remember when it first opened up, I loved the Luxor. We used to go there all the time because at the time my sister was really into Egyptian mythology. And so, like, the Luxor had opened up. My sister was just getting into Egyptian mythology. So, like, we would go there quite a few times, a couple times a year. And Excalibur, that was the other one. Oh, nice. I'm a little jealous. I have not played that yet. Yeah, they've... It used to be so themed. Like, everything was themed around Egypt. And they've just kind of... I like... washed away so much of its charm and personality over the years. Like, there was even a period of time where they were talking about completely taking out all of the Egyptian stuff and turning it into, like, a math-themed casino, and I thought that was ridiculous. Like, who wants to come to a geometry-themed casino? And they've just kind of slowly been phasing out all of the different stuff about it. I got to see Bodies the Exhibit while it was at the Luxor. There's also the King Tut and Titanic experiences there. But they've just kind of like moved away from their theme, which is super crazy to me. But I will say, like, one of the things that I thought was the funniest about the Luxor is the Luxor's created its own little ecosystem. So every night the light comes on the pyramid and it shines. I think it turns off at about 3 a.m. now. It used to be like all night. But it attracts like so many bugs and everything. And it's trained the nighthawks and the bats. And so, like, it just attracts them all, and it just has like the beam of light. It just has its own ecosystem of bugs, birds, and bats that I find really amusing. I used to sit outside like either the Tropicana or the Excalibur, and I would just watch all of the bugs and the birds flying through the beam of light. Yeah, it was one of my favorite things to do when I would be out on the strip at night. If I wasn't already drunk, that was one of the things I like to do. If I was already drunk, then I just wanted to get to the next bar. I miss Tournament of Kings too. I was actually just thinking about the Tournament of Kings because I was watching a pirate version of it from a restaurant in Florida on TikTok. And it made me think about the Tournament of Kings. Although I heard Tournament of Kings isn't as good anymore either. Yes. If I go back to Vegas, I need to do that one night. I also like I had my thinking spots. So there were spots around town, no matter where I was at, I could go to that I would be completely alone. Like they're my hidden gems, my lookout spots. I'm really curious if they still exist because I know Vegas has developed so much. I have my favorite one though was outside of Red Rock Canyon, and it overlooked the entire strip. So like, um, it was on the west side of town, and the strip runs north to south. But it was almost perfect with the middle of the strip, and I could just overlook the entire city out into the strip, and I could watch like the fireworks shows during New Year's or Fourth of July. And it was one of my favorite spots, and I was always alone. Like nobody in town knew about this spot because I would go there all the time, and I would just be the only one out there. Even for like New Year's Eve, I was only the only one ever out there. I think I have some pictures from that spot too. But if I ever had like a really hard day or like struggles in your young when you're in your early 20s, drama and struggling with friends and learning how to interact with people, that would be my spot I would go to like reflect on my actions and like ways to move forward if I was in a fight with somebody or if I just had a lot on my mind or if I had a broken heart. That was another one. I would go out to those spots whenever I had my heart broken. Yeah, but they started hassling you if you were watching them and you didn't tip them. Kind of like the mascots that took over the town. You hit the people dressing up in the mascot outfits, and if you like watch them or try to take a picture, like they'll start harassing you for a tip because you took a picture of them or you're watching them. But they do have a lot of really cool street artists out there too. And I used to like I have no idea what happened to any of that art, but I used to like watch the spray painters and they're going at the like they'd have a turntable set up. There was one that like had a DJ themed like set up, and he had like actual turntables with music playing, but he could set it up to like put his artwork on, and he could spin it while he was spray painting and doing all sorts of cool stuff. I loved watching them, and I had bought so much artwork from them over the years. I'm definitely going to. Oh wait, can I do that here? I don't know if my pictures are connected to this phone. Let's see. Oh, I found a whole bunch of my old artwork. Okay, well, I didn't know I had some of that. I wonder if it will show up. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of an inception here for a second. But here was my view at my old place. And right down there, there's the Las Vegas Strip. This was the Cheyenne and the 215, if you're ever in the Las Vegas area, like one end of town. And I want to say it's like at least 20 miles away from the Las Vegas Strip. But this was the place I was working at where my job was like 32 miles away because my job was even further than that on the opposite end of town. Because Vegas is just so spread out. Like, it was a very big city. I think that's the only one I have. Oh, Sansan. Hi, Sansan. I'm just talking about Las Vegas. My old hometown. Yeah, I did enjoy like my view. I definitely feel like I had a really good view, but that wasn't too far off from one of my thinking spots where I would just go to be alone or watch fireworks. Yeah, I need to get you in touch, Ella. I need to get you in touch with a friend of mine. He actually works for the Reno Theater Performing Arts. Because we do get some plays here. Granted, not like any of the productions out on the Las Vegas Strip, but we do get some good plays here. Almost always. I don't have the best of views in my current place. But this was picked more out of like we got sick of driving all the way down into town for work and everything like that, so we just had to move closer to downtown. Also, I didn't mean to ignore your comment on the painting. This painting is a memorial painting for a friend of mine whose nephew passed away last year. So I'm actually going to be painting him with his favorite Pokemon into it. So my goal was to go for a heavenly landscape. Okay, TJ, it's been wonderful hanging out with you. I appreciate the company. You have a wonderful night. Well, that's why I'm trying to make this painting something that they can look at and would help them smile when they think about him. Have him playing with his favorite Pokemon and it just feel heavenly and angelic and just keep good positive thoughts about him and his life. Something they'll cherish and will feel heartwarming to see. Also, San, I don't want to put you on the spot or anything, but I getting back onto track, and I actually started the painting I want to do for our art trade. I'm just gonna go out and say it. There's not enough people in here who are really gonna care about the spoiler, but I have started the planning process for it because I know it's a little late. I think you're gonna like what I'm going with this. I'm trying to incorporate multiple elements of my style into it, so yeah. But you're not gonna get to see it until like it arrives. I will let you know when it's done, so I can send it off to you. But there aren't going to be any spoilers for this one. I want to make sure you are the very first person, other than Eric, because Eric is going to see it. But I want to make sure you're the very first person to see this before anybody else. Eric is the only exception because I live with him. He sees everything I work on. I ain't worried about it. I'm actually getting ahead on stuff. I have my voiceover completed for this Sunday's video. I just need to do the voiceover for the following Sunday's video, and then I need to do editing and voiceover for the video after that. I already have the videos like recorded and the artwork done. So like I'm ahead. So I can honestly get this finished with the commission I'm working on, and like they could sit in the background and just wait until you're ready. There's absolutely no rush. But you have been too much of an inspirational artist for me to not want to do something for you. Even if it takes you like 2 years to send me an artwork back for an art trade. Yeah, he likes to steal the artwork. That's why I have to like appease him and every once in a while make a piece that he can steal, so he doesn't feel too bad when he can't steal a piece I'm working on. Yeah. You've helped inspire me, and you are such a wonderful soul on this earth. I have to do something for you. I want to do something for you. You were cheering me on before I even started posting anything on YouTube. Yeah, he does have a whole painted rock collection. He's getting the next painting from this Sunday. Yeah, that's his. He ended up liking it before I was finished with it, and then I ended up just going, well, I can make this for you. And then I added something into it that was tailored just for him. So, like, it ended up becoming a painting for him, even though originally that was not the intent. Oh, well, us artists got to try to stick together. I can't tell you how many people I have, like, I've tried getting to go look at your profile. Some people are just stubborn. Although, like, I don't think anybody in here has. So, like, Illustrated and Ella, if you're in here, San Sketches on YouTube and on or Instagram, give her a follow. I love her work with pastels. She makes such delicious looking sweets, and she lives in a tropical environment, so many of her like I want to say they're landscapes, but so many of her botanical pieces are absolutely beautiful. She takes so much inspiration from the nature around her. It's just chef's kiss. I think you would absolutely love her work, Illustrated. Of course, as artists got to try to support each other the best we can. The world can be so cruel right now. The least we could do is look out for other artists. And I actually just said that last night. I was just like, you're just using me for my artwork. But since he's the breadwinner right now, he was like, and you're just using me for a roof over your head. He wasn't being serious or anything like that, but I was just like, oh, So quick with the comeback. I was not ready. But I will say, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I got affiliate links now, and I have started making some money on YouTube. Nothing spectacular. Like, uh, in, I mean, let's see. I didn't really make anything in February, but it took me about a month to make my first $100 when I got monetized. So like December into January, I got like my first $100, and since I didn't really post anything in February, long video wise, which is really like what generates some money. This month so far with the 2 videos, I've made $15. But I do have affiliate links, and I have everything that I'm using linked, like my Winsor & Newton and the brushes. Yeah. Nothing special yet, but I'm building it up. Definitely got to keep up with the commissions I have. I can't just like quit commissions just for YouTube, unfortunately, but it's a little bit of extra money. It's going to buy some art supplies. Yay, art friends. Let's see. Where do I want you? I hope I can make some more. That would be kind of cool. And I want to get my shop up and going again. I had to take that down just because tariffs and everything like that really like were not very nice. But Eric and I are working on that so we can get that back up and going. I'm not looking to make a whole bunch of money. Like, I was talking to somebody who does her own store that I like here in town with me, and she was trying to like help me out with some of the stuff, and she was asking me like prices and what things I want to charge like for product, and she was telling me like it's way too cheap, you are not making enough profit off of it. I was just like, I don't want to make like a stupid profit off of it, and I want to be able to make stuff people can afford. It's like, I love her to death, but just in case she's watching, I do love you. Just I don't necessarily agree with it. Like, she was telling me like I should be charging like $40 for a shirt, and I don't want to charge $40 for a shirt. I want people to be able to afford merch if I make shirts. I had to take it down because the tariffs. Like, we weren't getting because I outsourced the printing and everything. They weren't getting the merch, and so like there was just no stock. It was all being sent back, or they weren't paying like the exuberant prices for it, and so like I just ended up taking it down. But I do need to go through it again and like include some newer artwork that I've completed, and do a little bit better of a job of like not just plopping my artwork onto a shirt in a square. I want to like maybe like do some specialty cuts around it and a border with the frame. Chantel, how's it going? I am working on my painting. I am currently working on these bushes so that they can match the bushes out there. And then I got to add in some clovers and a little bit more rocks before I start putting in my friend's nephew, since it's the memorial painting. Also, San and anybody else who doesn't know, Chantel is the one that made this book. She made all the prompts and everything for this book. So like, if you are not subscribed to her, please go subscribe. She is a beautiful human, absolutely deserves the support. And she makes beautiful art. Like, she's a great person. She makes great art prompt books and beautiful artwork. You should definitely be subscribed. Yeah, Sansan, I actually think you would like some of her portraits. Chantel's got a really unique and fun style for portraits. Sir, why are you dying? Why are you dying? Were you snoring too hard? Baxter's over there like coughing up a lung. You deserve all of the praises, Chantel. You are a wonderful person. You deserve the acknowledgement. Yeah, and Chantel's also on Instagram too, since I know you prefer Instagram. You can also follow her there. She's also very supportive. Chantel is a huge champion of the arts. I see her supporting everybody. Okay, I have a watercolor set I haven't touched yet. I'm so intimidated by it though. I like control. As you can see, I like control. But I do have a watercolor palette. And I even have a watercolor pad that I could practice with. Like, if nothing else, I could start practicing with it. Just so, like, I can learn techniques and understand the medium a little bit. It could make a very fun video, yeah. Huh. And I just finished a teaching video. Well, okay, I didn't just finish it, but like I just finished the voiceover. The video I finished the voiceover for is teaching how to make abstract art. At least like my interpretation of abstract art, and like to help nudge people in the general direction of being able to create abstract art. So like maybe I could include it there. We're gonna learn watercolors together. Make it like a fun interactive video to learn with. It is very unpredictable, but Chantel does a really good job. She works with a lot of watercolors. Am I on screen? I am now. Chantel works with a lot of watercolors, and I love watching the blooms that she creates, but she has such a control over it. And works with the unpredictability of it in such a beautiful way. How's it going, Gray Cloud? Hello, buddy, Chantel Arts. I have a feeling I know who you are. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate you being here. And Gray Cloud, how was the con? You should be home now, right? Or do you still have this weekend? No control. You've just gotten really good at working with that unpredictability of it. Yeah, I should let go a little bit more with that. Can't I don't know if you guys can see. There we go. Now I know you can see. I will say one of the things that I want to do with watercolors are nebulas and space themed art. I've seen the blooms and it's immediately where my mind goes like, oh, this would make such a cool nebula. Or like I could make a quasar with that. Whereas like it is not easy to create that kind of stuff with acrylic paint. I feel like I do a decent job, but it definitely looks easier with watercolor. And there's also nothing wrong with being biased, buddy. Oh, thank you. It's weird seeing it complete now. It's sat in my art stuff just so long, incomplete, like 16 years. It's kind of surreal to see it complete now. But I do have some other incomplete artwork that's really old that I kind of want to work on, and Chantel's book's gonna help me finish that kind of stuff. It's been really exciting thinking about all the things I want to do with those prompts. Yeah, giving up control and just letting it exist, be an emotional piece that could work too. I have the palette. I have a paint palette. It's nothing spectacular, but it's something that I can work with. I have a watercolor paper pad. I think it's cold pressed. I'll have to double check. But like I do have some supplies. I even have a couple watercolor brushes not anywhere near me. I think they're with my art stuff. So like I could. The stuff is there. I need to be brave and work on something new. Okay, I like that. Just a little bit of yellow on the bottoms help tie in those bushes in the background. And now I got to start on these clovers. Oh, I'll have to keep that in mind. Because, like, I know there's a point with acrylic paint where it doesn't really matter the brand. Like, acrylic paint is going to behave the same. It's going to have, like, similar light fastness. So, like, seeing that watercolor paint kind of acts the same way in its own right makes it a little bit easier. Like, I'll probably still want to upgrade it because, like, I like heavy body acrylic versus the more flowing liquid acrylic. Is it called a light body? I don't even know. I think it is. No worries, Gray Cloud. That's fantastic to hear. I'm glad they enjoyed them. Those little fidget toys are so cool. Let's see, what color do I want for these clovers? This is a very similar green. All right, so for the clovers, this is gonna probably be the easier bit because I just gotta do little Mickey Mouse heads. That was a little too watery. Thank you, Marissa. Welcome. I really appreciate that. I'm going for heavenly landscape. So did you get all your orders finished, Chantel? I need to place an order with you. I'm like, there's a couple artists. I really want their artwork in my house. I just wish everything wasn't so expensive. I even like need to open one. Okay, good. I took the label off. Like, I have this one. I need to record opening it because like I have some of Christine's stuff. I just need to record like opening it so I can put it into a video. And I need to get some stuff from you. You're one of the next artists on my list. I have Ashley Monet. I have a couple friends off of Instagram. I got Rose and Di. Now I have Christine. I need you're on the next, and Chuck Lee. You two are like on my list next. Well, thank you so much, Marissa. I appreciate that. I put a lot of work into art. So I'm glad to see that other people enjoy it too. The detail work is part of the fun for me. I don't know. Can I zoom in? So you can like see the little clovers I'm adding in right here. I don't want it to ever end. I don't just want my artwork in my house. I want other people's artwork too. Oh, and Sansan, I'm excited for whenever I get yours. Chantel, Sansan's the one I'm doing the art trade with. So there will be a day that I'll have some of Sansan's artwork in my house. She works with oil pastels, and her work is beautiful. She makes desserts look so delicious in her artwork. And flowers and her little creatures. My favorite is this little crab that she did. It looks so cute. It looks like he's like peeking up, like from the like you're on the beach and this little crab's like peeking up, like it's. Can you see me? They are doing good. Baxter is sleeping right now, and I think Onyx just went into the backyard. They are doing good though. I got a really cute video of Baxter I'm putting in my next video. Let's see who is on my list. I know you're coming up on the towards the top, and so is Chuck Lee. I don't have it near me. I actually have it written down. I just I can't think off the top of my head who else I got on this. Oh, The Last Coffee Bean is another one. I really want to get some of her prints. Her artwork is stunning. There's so much detail in her art. That blows my mind, her level of detail too. And then there's a couple others I just can't think off the top of my head. Oh, Creative Paula. I also want to get some of Creative Paula, but I actually want one of like her other original artworks, like some of her museum quality stuff. I really like that stuff. That little crab was so cute. I also like your Totoro piece though. And your desserts will always be a favorite of mine. You do such a good job making everything look so delicious. I want to fill my place with their artwork. It'll be my happy space. I mean, it already kind of is my happy space, but like, even better with other people's artwork too. Okay, Illustrated. I hope you enjoy your dinner. You should make more food art. You do a really good job with it. I know you work with sweet stuff, but like, you could also try like a savory dish. Like ratatouille, I could see you making a really pretty ratatouille piece because ratatouille is really colorful. You got the red, the greens, the purples, the yellows with the sauce over it. Like I think you could do a really good ratatouille piece. Yes, Black Bean art. I love Black Bean art. He's funny. He makes me laugh in his videos. I wouldn't mind getting one of his artworks either. I love the way, like his presence on camera. He's just able to pull you in so well. That would be cool. I don't even know if Jazza knows I exist. Actually, I haven't seen Jazz's videos in a minute. I need to make sure like my YouTube algorithm like got wonky last month, and there's so many people that used to pop up all the time, like just in my For You page. They just stopped. I need to go correct that. Because you just made me realize I have not seen a Jazza video, I think, in a couple months now. Time just slips away when you get busy. Oh, thank you, San. Yeah, Black Bean is one of my favorites too. He's really funny, and I also wouldn't mind getting something from 1000. He's on my list. I kind of want to get his like the new trading card game he released. He's the one that made me think about Chantel. The like, how cool would it be if we could get like a company to start making trading cards of different artists off of YouTube and then put those into packs, and then you can discover new YouTube artists through these packs, and you could trade off artwork with other people. But like the yeah, the logistics of something like that would be absolutely crazy because you got to make sure like everybody's compensated adequately for their artwork, and yeah, but I think that would be cool. Like if YouTube itself did trading cards with their YouTubers, and they had like just different sections. Like they had one for makeup and beauty, one for true crime, one for artists, one for like I don't know. Those are the only ones I really watch. Documentaries. the drama channels. I think that would be really fun. Right, just a cool idea, but I have no idea how something like that could ever be pulled off either. Depends on the drama channel. Like I like Swoop. Swoop is one of my favorites, even though I wouldn't really consider her a drama channel, but like she kind of is. I love Swoop and Evangelina Skov. She's another one I really like. She's catty. She makes me laugh. I mean, they have the YouTubes, so like I know there are companies that do YouTube collectible stuff of YouTubers. Faster Brown, I'm gonna have to look him up. I haven't heard of him. And then once I got all the little clovers added in, I need to add in some dandelions and add the clover flowers. I just learned, by the way, today that clovers are in the bean family. They're related to peas. Like that, not like legume beans, but like peas and green beans. I had no idea clover was related to peas. Oh, Father Brown? I'll have to look him up. He's a Mystery Channel. I used to do a lot of the Mystery Channels. I do PokeTubers, like Hoops and Hip Hop. Purple Cliff is he's kind of funny, and I watch some of like the other channels that do the battles and stuff. Someone needs to pitch the idea of collectible cards for YouTubers to Mr. Beast. If anybody's gonna pull it off that's a YouTuber, it's him. Although I would kind of rather it be somebody else. I think there are other people who could probably do a better job with it. I don't mean to like slight anybody, but like his stuff's just not my forte. I never got into like the Mr. Beast stuff. All the kids in my life love Mr. Beast, just not my thing. British or Britcom? I am drawing a blank. I think I'm gonna end up needing to go at least like 2 stages of colors with the clovers just to kind of like make it look like they're sitting on top of each other. Yeah, I like the documentaries. There's oh, what is the name of that channel? There's one that does a lot of like space stuff. It starts with a V. Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank? Nile Red is another one that I watch. He does a lot of chemistry stuff. Becca with a Brush, I started following her because of her, like, all of her stuff about the toxic paints that she's been collecting. Plus, she lives really close to me. She's actually in the state over for me. Oh, I love a good British comedy. I'm going to have to watch that then. I feel like I understand British comedy a lot more than some American comedy. Yeah, I need to work on some more collabs for this year, but we'll see. Right now, the only one that's on my mind is with you, San. You're the only one that's on my mind at the moment. Because I got to make sure, like, the piece is you. I want to make sure it's perfect for you. I have not watched Blackadder. I have not heard of that one. I've been I've been trying to think of getting the mindset for tranquility. So, like, to give you an idea of the direction I want to head for your like, because I do want to do an emotional state painting for you, and I want it to be more of a pleasant one. So I've been trying to like get myself into like a mindset of tranquility, at peace, so that I could channel that kind of emotion into you, which definitely making me think of like warm, sunny, like fresh air, just nature. So like I have a feeling you're gonna like it, but I'm working on it. I got the emotion I want to channel for your piece at least. Just gotta get into the mindset. I have actually. Right underneath here, please don't fall. Stay. Right underneath here is a sketchbook. Right there, there's Dexter. My little Dexter. And I also did a painting with him. That one took like 153 hours. Ooh, it took the longest amount of time out of any of my paintings so far. And I have one coming up this year with Rascal, who passed away. I'm going to have to check that out, Chantel. That sounds fantastic. Let's see. Give me a second and I'll show you the painting I did with Dexter. Because I'm going to be doing one for Rascal in the same way. But I'm going to have to zoom out for this one. Actually, I forget. You're on a phone. I can just take you with me. So this is Dexter. This painting took me 153 hours. It is a 24 by 18 inch canvas, and every single star hand dotted, all of the trees in the background, and then my little Dexter. And you notice that texture in his fur. I took his ashes and I mixed it in with the paint, so that when I painted him into the painting, he's living in the painting. So like I get to see him every single day, and that hits him. He's sitting in this painting. This is one of my favorite paintings. It's actually the background on my phone too. Like, you can go all the way back there. All those little trees. And to give you an idea of how small everything is, there's my finger next to one of those trees. So, like, yeah, a lot of little detail work in this. Oh, yeah. And they're all sorts of different colors, too. Like, there's a red one, a red star. There's blue, purple, yellow. Most of them are white, but I went through and I tried to be as realistic as possible. Like, there's another red star. So, like, if you're looking at it and you're just looking at the sky, you'll see, like, new things every single time. This is one of my favorite pieces. And I miss him. He was a good boy. He was a very good boy. And there's the Mr. Baxters. Hi, how you doing? You gotta get your eyeballs cleaned again. Allergies getting to you too, sir? I'll clean your eyeballs after the live. Is that okay? Is that okay? You just want to sleep? Okay. Normally he'll talk to me, but I guess not right now. I told you, Chantal, I like control. Like, even in this, every little star has been hand dotted. It's just, I like to have the control with when I paint. Because I know some people like will flick their paint brushes, like they'll fill it up and I can't stand that. Like, I tried it once and I got like a giant paint glob and then like little pieces and another glob, and I did not like it at all. So ever since then, I hand dot every single star. Kind of like how I'm doing right now with these clover leaves. How I'm hand dotting like them all in their little threes. Yeah, he gets a little bashful sometimes on the camera. Sometimes I feel like they understand they're being recorded. It works for some people. It does not. I don't like it for me. It does not work for me. Every time I've tried it, I get the. I think there's not even a lot of times I tried it. I've only tried it a couple times, but like the times I tried it, I got giant globs, and I'm like, it doesn't look anything like what the people I watch are doing it. I'm just gonna hand dot every single one. It definitely just isn't my thing. Maybe if I'm doing a watercolor painting, it might work out a little different. Maybe like that's the difference, because I do acrylic paint, and acrylic paint does like the glob. I'm gonna need to go as soon as the dog comes back in. I'm gonna need to close the door. Eric should be home from work soon, and I can't have them going into the garage. They have to go through the garage to get into our backyard. So I just have the doors open right now because it's really nice outside. But I need to go make sure that's shut because they will totally run out at Eric when he's backing into the garage, and I don't want anything like that happening. But I think I got like at least another 10 minutes before he could possibly be home. It's definitely making the grass look a little bit more alive. I was not liking how flat it was looking compared to everything else. They do, and they'll run out at the car when he's trying to back in because they don't understand the car will squish them. I gotta make sure like they are inside and the door is shut. So they don't run out after the car. And I think Baxter just came in. Give me a second. I'm gonna go close the door. There we go. All right, Chantel, you have a wonderful night. It has been lovely chatting with you. I'm glad I got to pop into your stream and talk with you. I'll have to play it a little bit later and just watch it while I'm painting. I'm probably going to be ending the live here soon, shortly anyways. About 10 more minutes. That way I can get dinner made and eat. Thank you so much, Marissa. And of course, Chantel, I'm definitely going to need to pay more attention to when you go live again because I do enjoy your live as well. You need to do more of them when you can. I know you're a very busy woman getting so much done, but I do want to catch your lives a lot more, especially since you want to do them more. Anyways, you have a good night. Just waffling away. So I'm thinking. Goodness, truck was loud. I'm thinking with the clovers, I could go one of two colors, or I could do both, but I don't know. So, clover flowers come in pink and white. Let's see, I have white, so maybe I should do the pink. It'll kind of like bring some of that pink down a little bit. Because I definitely want some of the clover flowers and dandelions. I already know I'm adding in some yellow. I'm gonna try to at least get like a little section of these clovers done. I got like not a lot of time left. I kind of want to finish this area right here, right around the tree. Let's get that done. And I don't even mean done. I just mean with like this color because I still got to go over it with one more. I'm gonna make sure I'm overlapping this brown just a tiny bit so it doesn't have such a clean edge and looks natural. And then the other thing I need to do once I get off this live is I need to go take some allergy medicine for myself. Ugh, stupid Bradford pear trees. Actually, probably should do a sinus flush this week as well. I don't need to be getting a sinus infection. All right, San. I loved having you in my live. It was fun chatting with you, keeping me company while I paint. I hope you have a wonderful night. I will, and I will be live again soon. I'm like getting off camera. Why wasn't anyone gonna tell me I wasn't on camera anymore? I love how my camera auto adjusted like if it was actually sunset. Like when I move my hand, like when I add my hand, it looks a little bit more cool and the gold is toned down, but then when I move my hand, that's funny. There's a couple of times where I've made artwork where my camera has thought it was real. Like there was one painting I did where it was auto-focusing in such a weird way that it was blurring out the background, but like focus on the thing in front, even though it was like it's just a sheet of paper. The whole thing should be in focus. My phone was struggling. And that made me laugh. What painting was it? I think that was my Solomon's one. Probably shouldn't go super crazy with the clovers over there because I just remembered I'm putting Pikachu right here and I'm like putting in all these clovers, making all this work. Actually, no, I should, because I do still want a picture of just the background by itself. I want everything done. Just gonna be a little indecisive there for a second. Okay, I'm gonna finish this little spot right here, and then I'm gonna end the live for now. I'm gonna try to go live again one more time this week. We'll see how my schedule is looking on Friday. I would like to go live a little bit later than this. For me, that would be 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I think that would be like super early morning for Europe, afternoon for Australia, early afternoon, something like that. I'm not too sure, but like that's my plan. I'm just gonna have to see how the day plays out, because never know. Never know in this crazy world. But I do want to get back to doing a couple more, for me, late night lives. Okay. I'm definitely seeing a difference. And it looks like it's showing up on camera too. Like you could see I where I've added clovers, it definitely is looking like a little bit more lush. There's more dimension to it. So like you could see right here, it looks more flat than it does like right here or right here. Yeah. You see all the little clovers. All right. I'm happy with that. This is a good stopping point. All right. Yes. So, anyways, thank you all for joining. I had a lot of fun with everybody today. I hope you all enjoyed yourselves as well. And hopefully we'll catch you in the next one. I will have a video on Sunday. I'm finishing it up now. So yeah, please stay safe out there. Don't get lost. Don't get stolen. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, you beautiful people.